Hi everyone, remember me? I think it's literally been a year. Like last summer, I did a buddy box with Lady Jarhead, who I'm so sorry I didn't upload the video because it took me 15 minutes to just, say everything and unpack everything, and then it got erased and I was like all frustrated and I'm like, forget it. And then I had a baby a little while after and a whole bunch of stuff. And I love how everyone on YouTube, like, who's been away for some time has to explain why they've been away because, we're not supposed to have lives except for YouTube. But I just find it interesting that everyone kind of feels a need, I think mostly everyone feels a need to fill in people who watch their videos, what they've been up to and why they haven't been around. So, yeah, life. But in that period that I was not on YouTube, I did some shows with some resin pieces. And I think it's very important that you listen to this video. Oh, this thing that you're looking at, that's like a littlest Pet Shop guy. Yeah, I did some bow making. That's one of them. I don't know. Oh, look, he's cracking. Wonderful. Cupid's cracking in my jar. Now I have to, I don't know, put new clay on it or something. You know that decoing with kawaii, like, type of whip stuff? And this is actually, I wore this pin when I sold my resin pieces at a show. It was cool. I'm just trying to think, like, how I think I just, like, kind of, put paint in and just, like, after I poured the resin and put in the Coco Chanel scent, I just, like, kind of dabbled some paint, literally poured it from the bottle. Anyway, but I think it's really important that you guys hear this because I'm going to show you pieces now that I literally haven't looked at in quite some time, and they're yellow. Now, I was using Liquitex resin. Okay, so this is my box of pieces. At first I was using Liquitex resin, but that's meant for tabletops and stuff. It has a very strong smell. Eventually I started to get, like, allergic. My eyes were itching me using it. And my pieces were turning yellow. I noticed that right away after a couple weeks. So, like, this is one of the first pieces, I ever made, just experimenting. Yellow. People do not use Envirotex unless, like, this I think was that Envirotex resin, like the two-part resin, part A and B. Unless you fill it to the brim, like this one is completely stuffed with sprinkles, it's gonna get yellow. And you see, look, you can even see it's like a little bit, it's a little bit yellow, but it doesn't matter so much because it's stuffed with sprinkles. Or if you color it, maybe it doesn't matter so much. But if you want items to show, then don't do that. Then I was using Cast and Craft, which I thought smelled also horrific. And I think my pieces, some of them did yellow. This piece was one of the first pieces I ever made, and look, it's stuffed to the brim, so it's not yellow. Of course, I never sanded it, but I have little babies, that's life. Funny enough, at the shows, all these little boys wanted to buy my gun rings. Not pink. I made blue and black ones, but, like, the guns were, like, going. It's funny that little boys wanted gun rings. Okay, let me show you. This piece was one of the last pieces I made, like, last summer. I just think it's awesome. I don't know. I took a little, what's it called, Squinky? And one of those, those miniature bottles. I don't even know what I did. And I put, like, oh, that's paper clay, the air dry clay. I think that's what it is in there. The dragon, it looks like he's poofing out. I don't know what to do with this piece. And you know what? I think this is Cast and Craft. So, I mean, aside from the fact that I did not pour, that there's some, that's a bit cloudy. Well, haha, there's a big smoke poof in there. Maybe it adds to the ambiance. It's not so yellow. Definitely Cast and Craft does not get yellow. Like, do not use Envirotex. It's ridiculous. These are my older pieces. I'm just looking at the ones that got, like, alright, I don't know. Maybe because I have all my windows open. Look at this. one of the first ones I ever made. I had like no idea what I was doing, so it's like a paperweight. These are all one of the first ones I ever did. I keep saying that. This one, I don't know. But now, ladies and gentlemen, or whoever, this is what I use. I found her on Etsy. She also has a blog, Resin Obsession. It's amazing. I find it to be fabulous. She is like the resin goddess. She knows, like, she gives tips even if you go to her Etsy store and, you know, like tips how to clean resin if it's still wet. You know, use some oil, spray Pam, she even says, and if not, use some acetone. And stubborn resin, let it soak a little bit in Tide detergent. That the resin molds, you know, the resin mold release from Cast and Craft, which is she sells that as well. You know, I think Cast and Craft overall, you know, is a nice company. I think this resin is the best. She specifically made it to be clear, that it won't yellow, that it's meant for, you know, the resin stuff that we like to do. The only complaint I have is that it's 2 parts part, oh, here, for 2 parts part A, 1 part B. So like 2 ounces of this and then 1 ounce of that. Which, you know, with the Cast and Craft and the Envirotex, it was much easier to just, like, you know, do half and half and that's it. But she sells great stuff. She sells these cups that are reusable. She gives you tips how to, all these tips, great tips, great ideas. I even saw on her blog how to make resin look like stained glass, which is pretty interesting. I actually have a project that I ended up doing. I can show you guys in a minute, but that when my resin wasn't curing properly, it kind of looked like ice crystals. So she gives like a whole thing about how to make it look like glass and all that. Like it's called Make a Sea Glass jewelry necklace or something out of resin. She is fantastic. So Resin Obsession, resinobsession.com, all this stuff. Also, this is supposed to cure, 25-minute open time, 6 to 8 hour cure time. I think it fully cures in 24 hours, you know, but it's pretty good within whatever, like 8 hours. And she also says if you keep this on a hot plate or in a hot box, you put them in a hot tray or something like that, where the heat circulates or under a strong light, it will cure much faster. She even says it can cure in an hour, which for people who are impatient like me is fabulous. I did try to do it on a hot plate, but I put the hot plate outside because my husband said he doesn't want chemicals in the house, though these are, like, they don't smell like anything, like nothing, like I can't even believe I had to, like, smell all those, you know, other resins. Like, I'll gladly do, you know, part A, you know, 1 to 2 ratio and, like, not have to smell anything. It stays clear. This lady knows what she's talking about, so I highly recommend her. I actually made, I made some pieces. I don't know if this one, hold on, I have to put back my, I don't know, is this one? Oops. I'm trying to figure out if this one is, oh, my thing is beeping. Maybe I'll do part 2. Is this from her resin? I can't remember. I think it might be. But and oh, very little bubbles. She also has these bubble straws. You can, like, and she has this thingy on her site that you can put in to your piece so that you don't have to drill a hole and put in your, you know, bezel or anything. It's like, I don't know. She has everything for a resin, you know, resin making dreamer. I just wanted you guys, I think I made this piece with her resin. It's not finished yet, of course, but it's a tile. Yeah, so it's not finished yet. Sorry, I have to get myself back in shape. But, you know, it's fun to, like, try new things. Now, everybody, I really tried something new this year, and I'm telling you, I'll do a part 2 video. It's like, an unbelievable craft. Like, I love resin, I love crafting, I love all that, but I just, also in the last year I met, like, such an amazing community that does a craft that is, like, phenomenal. So I am gonna be brave and bring it. I don't know why North America isn't so into it. But these are people from all over the world who are very into it. For instance, look how yellow this one is. I know there's gold in the back and stuff, but like, it's ridiculous. You know, I did the glitter in the back, like tattooed cookie tot. But like, come on, this is ridiculous. Ugh. Like, that's garbage. This is stuffed to the brim, so I guess it's okay. I don't even know what to do with these things. Anyone have any ideas? Oh, this one got really yellow. Look at that. This is in Envirotex. Look at that. It's been about a year since I made this, maybe a year and some. It's disgusting. People, that's grotesque. And you know what? It's really not meant for this. It's meant for tabletops and I don't know, marble, I don't know what. This is a weird one. I don't know what that is. Weird. I have some weird pieces. This one came out fine because of color, you know, because of the flocking powder, because of the glitter, the darker colors, so it didn't yellow. Okay, you get my point. I don't have to. This one I loved. It's one of my first pieces, and I adore this one. And I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it didn't yellow too bad, because this was with Envirotex, and then it's okay. I don't know. Somehow I did make this cabochon from resin separately. I put in a cabochon in the cabochon mold with, you know, this glitter background. And, you know, this is another cabochon and put in the pearls and then did that glitter in the back thing. So maybe because it's stuffed with other cabbies, it's not so yellow. I think, but it's like, you could see that it's tarnishing, you know, it's not crystal clear. So everybody, go to her, resinobsession.com. Yeah, that's her site. Okay, I'll do a part 2. Bye everyone, nice to be back.